Well, good day all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metals market wrap-up, and here we are on the evening of Thursday, and this is the 13th of August, 2020, 6:20 p.m. Central Time. A big rally again in the silver market, and the gold market rallied along with it, but not as big as silver. But this silver market, the thing that bothers me as a trader is these wide ranges. They're very hard to manage risk with. And if you can't manage risk, in my opinion, you're not a trader in markets like that. Maybe if you're an investor in it and you're just buying it and the heck with whatever it does, that's one way to look at it. But the leverage in futures, you better have a big account and undertrade it if that's what you're doing. We can also see the stock market bouncing back a little bit. They sold it off late in the day. I think a lot of traders are waiting for Friday to make it a record high close so everybody goes home feeling the jubilance of that. So that could be the game there. We're still seeing strength in this euro, and that euro held right where it had to, and the dollar topped out where it should have on the charts. But we'll talk about that in our financial market video more and more as we get to that. On the energy sector, nice numbers of a decline in the EIA and the API numbers. You're about unchanged in the nat gas. Weather is still going to be very hot over the next 10 days from what I'm seeing, and that's going to go from the south, the Midwest, and then move across the country. Grains had a big rally today, in part, I think, because we're going to have that U.S.-Chinese summit meeting to see where we're at in phase one deals. But let's go to the gold. So gold right now where it's at from the record high close, and this is a weekly chart of closes. So wherever it closes tomorrow, that's going to set this up. The prior week was at 2010. We're down $53 from there. It's a correction. That's all. I don't know how deep it's going to go, but we're in a correction mode. You can see that the market had gotten here into the 1875 level and had a solid bounce back to the upside. But what's the pattern? Well, we have a higher high and we have a low that took out a previous low. So from that top to the bottom, if you go about 50% of the way around that 2000 level, my guess is that is where the neutral point is. And when I put on moving averages, ta-da, 1978.5. I want you to look what this market did today. This was yesterday. When you get either overextended or under, I have the theory that if you break, you try to get back to that 18-day average, and you've got pretty close to that on the close. If you break further, which you did, and you come back up, how high do you go? Same thing in my theory. You go back and try to fight at that 18-day average. Now, not everything does it perfectly, but if you take a look at this, the high today, 1974.80, the 18-day average, 1972.90, and you're just sort of hanging there right now. Are we trending? No. But the bias of the market is down since you're under the 18-day average. And now what is happening, even though you had hit this 1874, the lower Bollinger Band is in a race to the upside. And it will give you support from the looks of it above this 1874.20. Unless the market crashed, it'll adjust itself. But that's where the support is now. I think the market's got a bit of rebuilding to do, period. But I think the longer term, the market offered some opportunities. The gold-silver ratio, well, knocking that silver down yesterday, which gave this market a rally. Remember, the higher the numbers go, it means silver's losing to gold. Well, now you're pulling right back. And I think the silver market is the market that, as a technician, still looks very good. The market still has the pattern of higher lows, higher highs. It's done what I wanted, but will it stay underneath? That's what I don't know. The upper Bollinger Band number is 2671.5. You're above it. That would give you 4 weeks in a row above it. I hate that. I'd like this market to be under it because if it's not this week, it's most likely next week. So, problems there. But the daily chart is friendly. The daily chart has the higher lows, higher highs. And the support, the 18-day average, is held up. Momentum is no longer pointing down. It's gone flat on you. I'm going to look on the pullback to see what this market does at the 2553.5 level. And if there's buyers there, you've got to understand what the risk is. It's back under this low at 23.58. It's a $2 risk. So some of the traders that might do that maybe use the smaller size contract so you can handle that. I don't know what happened in copper today. I'm real bothered by it. What copper did is we know that it had this crazy rally, and I'm going to go yesterday right up to that 18-day average area. Today you did the same thing, and you let go. And I mean you let go hard to the downside, and there's no bounce tonight. That's problematic. If copper goes down, it's often a market that is flagging you something is wrong in industry somewhere. Now, people think it's China. They think it's a combination. I've read some reports where Chile and Peru, the COVID-19 didn't stop the mine production as much as it could have, so they're producing, and China had bought forward quite a bit. So they claim this is a seasonal time of the year. I'm not a copper expert, I'm a chartist. I think I'm good at that. And that is what's weighing on the market. I'm giving you a picture that I don't know. In the platinum market, we have a pattern that is still bullish. Higher lows, higher highs. We had a heck of a break. And like the other metals, you're starting to flatten out in the momentum, so you're not crashing. Where do I think the support comes in? 965.5. What's the risk? Well, if you're going to break the trend, you got to get under 930.10. That's a big risk. It's $35 an ounce. Way beyond this guy's risk tolerance. In the palladium market, we seem to have now found ourselves, and we're narrowing in the black bands here, the lower Bollinger Band and the upper. I see a sideways market that has married itself to the 18-day average. Out of a trend, got a higher high, lower low, and even momentum has gone flat. Last in the dollar index, I was looking when you lost the embedded reading for the dollar to possibly make a run to the 18-day average. It's the closest moving average, so it's why the 18 that I pick. Market did it yesterday, and as you can see, today it let go. Now, right now, if we've got, we don't have the market open yet. I didn't think we did. We had a bounce, but I'm going to look for this market to play around here. I see a lot of resistance at that particular level. We're not trending. We have a higher high and a lower low. That is not a trend. The bias is down, and momentum in the market is measured by the slow stochastic, has got itself out of the oversold territory. Did anything change, though, in the gold market from my metal report that I told you that I put out on the website yesterday? My reports on my website, I set a theory. You get 3 days to look at them. After that, they're gone. Why? Because the charts that I'm using matter now. And I realize you're going to say, and properly so, but Ira, you're talking some of the long-term, the monthly charts, the weekly. Be one of my paid subscribers. Every Saturday I'm covering the monthly and the weekly charts. So no, this is not going to stay up for the Johnny-come-latelys with it. This report by midnight tomorrow night will be off. All you need to do is go to our website at www.iraepstein.com. Under the word research, you'll see Ira's Metal Report. You'll see the date 8/12 on it. Click it, enjoy it. I will see you all later. One final note for those of you that are still listening. I sent out tonight my webinar invites for this coming Sunday to my subscribers. They get the first shot at taking up the seats. After that, I make it available to the general public. So you could be looking, and I'll talk about it tomorrow at the end of the day, in your mailbox over the weekend for an invite, depending on how many seats I have left. So we'll see what it is. It fills up, and we'll see where that goes. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.